Hi guys, my name is Medha.
I'm Shishta.
Welcome to
More Than Society, our first podcast together.
If you haven't subscribed to us, please do subscribe and give us a like. Tell us what you know. We've done some episodes already. I had pretty much a fun time doing this with you. It's kind of coming to the end.
Yes,
because
it's our second last episode, guys. So if you haven't heard anything yet and this is your first time viewing us, just go ahead and check out our previous episodes. And yeah, so what are we talking about today?
We're talking about like how our podcast is going, you know, the ending of things. You know, yes. So basically, breakups, divorces, ciao ciao, goodbye.
Okay, so as we all know that we are talking about marriages, love, relationships. So breakup and divorce is also a part and parcel of this, because जहाँ प्यार है वहाँ लड़ाई तो होगी ही. So I would like to talk about this topic because I really like this topic. इसका बहुत बड़ा reason ये है कि हम सबकी life में breakup और divorce होता है, but we really not talk about it.
Yes.
It's a hush topic.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are here with that.
So Shishta, you know, you mentioned that we're going to talk about marriage and relationships. So I think like in modernization in India, people are dating and they're going out and they have boyfriend and girlfriend and they break up. But you know, before there was no such thing as breakups. It was like kind of like divorce, and even that was a really big deal. Is it still a big deal of divorce and stuff here?
Okay, so you want to ask if divorce is really a big deal and breakup is not?
Yeah,
is that what you're talking?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think yes, divorce has a stigma to it. I think मैंने 4th या 3rd episode में इस बारे में बात की थी. It is a stigma because you get married in front of 1,000 people.
Right.
There is paper involved. There is government involved, and there are many things which are in it. So I think divorce is a big stigma, taboo. It's still there. And breakup is not, because breakup दो लोगों का relationship चल रहा है. लोगों को आधे लोगों को तो पता भी नहीं है कि relationship चल भी रहा है किसी का, और उनका breakup हो गया. So nothing, like nobody cares, right? 4 friends बोलेंगे कि ओ तेरा breakup हो गया 4 दिन आप दुखी रहोगे. Obviously there is this downside of it कि जिसका breakup होता है वो actually go through करता है वो same सारे thoughts and emotions जो शायद एक divorce ही करता हो. तो ब्रेकअप के साथ सिर्फ इसीलिए स्टिग्मा या टैबू नहीं अटैच है क्योंकि इट्स नॉट अ पेपर थिंग. एंड 1000 लोग आपका रिलेशनशिप जब आप शुरू करते हो तो आते नहीं है बोलने की ओ यू आर इन अ रिलेशनशिप. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम ये रिलेशनशिप्स कई बार लोगों को पता ही नहीं होती हैं. यू नो, कुछ लोगों को पता होती हैं. पेरेंट्स इन्वॉल्व नहीं होता है. बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है कि पेरेंट्स का इन्वॉल्वमेंट, क्योंकि उनको भी मेंटल ट्रॉमा होता है. वो आपको मेंटल ट्रॉमा देते हैं, यू नो, कि व्हाट हैव यू डन. इट्स अ बिग टैबू. सो आई फील
Yeah, divorce, I mean, anywhere, it's kind of like a big deal compared to a breakup, because it's like everybody knows about it. You made a whole announcement that you're married and forever. And then you kind of break it, you feel like, oh, I failed. Oh, look at me, I'm a failure in this society and stuff like that. And like it's also like paperwork. You have to go through the paperwork and you have to divide the properties, and it's just a big mess, right? But I really think that in society itself, breakups are just, like you mentioned, are very hush-hush. Even though, you know, we always talk about, oh, you're in a relationship, amazing, that's so good. And you promote that. You promote to be in a relationship, you promote to get married. But I feel that we need to really talk about breakups and divorce. I feel they're both the same. And I feel like we should we should even celebrate it. Like, because it takes energy, it takes guts to actually end something, you know. We always want to be the best version of ourselves. We always want to commit, you know. Even if you get broken up or you have to break up with someone, that takes a lot of energy. That takes a lot of like, okay, what is good for me? What is best for myself? What is best for my future? And I feel that society looks at it as, oh, you're bad for doing that. But actually it's the opposite. It's the opposite, because you're actually closing a door so then another window can open, right? And that takes a lot of guts and energy and courage, because you're thinking about your future. The other thing is that what I don't like is that people just break up for little things. Like I said, in the West, they always want perfection. So obviously, it's breakup is as important as getting into a relationship.
Yeah.
I think both of those are this part of the same coin.
Yeah.
Because if you are just thinking about, oh, I want this relationship, but really take the time to think about, what did you do in the previous relationship? Like, what was not working? Is it my fault? Is it the other person's fault? Like, what am I attracted to? Am I still attracted to that? Do I still want that? Did I change as the time went? Like, you have to really take the time to focus, whether it's divorce, whether it's breakup, because I feel it's pain, and it's not it's like emotional pain, and they say that emotional pain is as like painful as physical pain.
Yeah.
But we don't see it, right? And I think that society needs to really talk about breakup. Like, it should be even celebrated. Like, oh yes, you broke up, amazing. Like, now you can take the time to think about yourself. You learned so much. You learned a lot about yourself. Like, do you think that it was you? And like, really try to think about it yourself, you know? You don't really need therapy all that much. You don't need your friends. If you really need time alone, and don't think that it's a bad thing. I think that we should twist the scenario.
But same goes with the divorce. I mean, people
same,
are
like, I think it's the same.
They just become so sad. The family is like all over the place that, oh my god, divorce. It's just a divorce. I mean, it's not, at least nobody died in the course of it, right?
Exactly.
It's just
worst thing can happen.
And I think the problem is, you take marriages as a forever thing.
Of course, even in the West, it is supposed to be forever.
You know, it's
like a fairy tale that they tell us.
You two are together forever, gonna be like that. That's not true. I mean, why you'd need to take that burden? If things are not working, you can move out of it, rather than suffering that and getting that pain on a regular basis. Because
of this, you know, this image, this business that we created, that oh, marriage, I have this title, so I have to walk around with it. But what does that mean? Like, are you actually genuinely happy in this relationship? Can you trust your partner? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel supported? Do you feel that there's progression and growth together? Because I think even when you're a child, right, we're always growing. We're still children. I think purpose of life is to continuously grow, be the best version of yourself, be better than you were yesterday.
Yeah, learn from your mistakes. Exactly. I will not call divorce a mistake. I will not call choosing a partner a mistake. Even breakups a mistake. You always learn from every relationship you go through, right?
Definitely.
And what I feel it very strongly, like, there are several times जब आप same type के इंसान से मिलते जाते हो.
Exactly.
And that's only because
you didn't take time to.
Yes, you didn't take time to. And जब तक आप सीखोगे नहीं ना, तब तक आपको कोई better
you didn't take
मिलेगा
time
नहीं.
to heal. That's why I think it's very important, especially anybody out there that's part of this dating thing, because you can find people super easily now. Internet, this,
dating
that,
apps,
parties, you
swipe,
know.
Swipe.
Exactly. There's so many people available, and in the end, it's not them that's not suited. You really have to take the time and think about what went wrong. What am I looking for?
Actually, the problem is with the society also, because parents को लगता है ना, अभी मिल लिया है, 6 महीने में शादी कर दो, 3 महीने में शादी कर दो. That's really bad. Even from the guys or the girls side, it is like शादी कर लेते हैं फिर जानेंगे एक दूसरे को. That is wrong. You should know first and then get married. I mean, it is always easy to break the engagement, but shadi is a big thing. Again,
again, like, you know, we talked about arranged marriages versus love marriages. They both have their good and bad parts. I think it always depends on the individual, like how they are character wise. Like, if the person did their healing, they know who they are, they have good intuition, they sense the other person, I think marriages can really work, because they're both there with the same expectations, right? The same commitment. And I just wanted to add that a personal story of mine is that, like, I used to think that if I'm in a relationship, it has to work. Then if it doesn't work, then I'm a failure. But I didn't realize that people come into your life, they're like angels, they're guidance.
They teach you
something about you, about life, about the environment. Not to say that you should just go around, date, whatever, you know, and that then I realized, hey, I'm not a failure. This is part of life. This is part of growing, and I feel like we should really talk about it more. And the other thing I don't like when I'm single and I'm working on myself, it's like, oh, you're so pretty, you're so talented. Why are you single? Why are you not committed? Man. Why don't you have a boyfriend? Why aren't you married? And it's like,
I've heard that a lot,
right? He's like, I don't need to, because this is something I need to buy or get. You know, it has to happen naturally. Organically. Like, why people should not feel lonely. If you're feeling lonely, that means you don't know how to preoccupy your time and you haven't found your purpose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's true. I also feel that.
Like, you cannot take that void because, oh, I don't have a boyfriend, that's why I'm lonely. No, like, that is part of the journey.
It's important to have somebody in your life. It is a good feeling, but one should feel full with themselves.
Exactly. Yes.
It is very important.
Yes.
If you'll not love yourself, if you're not happy and contained with whatever you have, you will not be happy with the other person also, because expectations रहेंगी कि ये क्यों नहीं कर रहा है ऐसा,
Yeah.
तुम खुद करो ना यार.
Yeah.
So that's the problem, right?
Exactly.
So that's what I feel कि वहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत marriages या ब्रेकअप हो जाता है क्योंकि एक्सपेक्टेशंस बहुत ज्यादा होती है दूसरे इंसान से कि मैं क्यों करूं, ये भी करेगा. तो वो देयर इज वो रिफ्ट आता है, बीफ होता है. तो दैट्स व्हाट हैपेंस. दैट्स व्हाट आई फील. एंड व्हेन डू यू थिंक people should know that this is the time to move out? I think we should just break up or divorce.
Oh, that's a hard one because obviously it depends on people to people, right? I feel that people have an intuition. Like, they know when it's not comfortable. They know when also, first indicator, you keep having the same arguments. You keep going through the same problems. Like, arguments are there. Arguments are very important in a relationship. I just want to say that if you don't have arguments in a relationship, that means the relationship is fake. Like, like, I have fights with my brothers, and then we learn something about it. Like, we learn something about me or him or the situation or everything combined, right? And then we move on. We're never gonna have the same arguments because we already dealt with that issue. And we already dealt with like maybe the first time my brother was hungry and he started to work out and then he was mad and I was like, why are you mad? But now I realize, okay, when he's hungry, he's a little bit grumpy. I'm not gonna poke him because I don't want to fight with him. And then that's that, right? And we move on. We move on to another fight, and we're gonna learn another thing because we're constantly growing, right? Also, so I think if you keep persisting on the same fights all the time, the same issues are there. You're not growing as a person or as a couple. You feel stuck. I think that is the most significant indicator that you have to break up because the only constant in life is change. And that is to say, you need to grow as a team together. And if you're just being stuck on the same problems day in and day out, like, you're just wasting your time. This life is very precious. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I say you be alone rather than put this expectation that things are going to change. Like, yes, of course, have patience, right? But if you really see
give it a time. You can't just move out of a relationship कि यार लड़ाई हुई कल बाहर. No, you need to give time. As I always say कि life is not a bed of roses. There will be few thorns there in the way, but how to deal with it, you need to understand how to make way out of it. But again, if, as you said, there are fightings on the same topic, if the person is not listening to you, then there is no point. I mean, ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि दो लोग एक चीज पे settle out हो जाए, but ऐसा होना ही नहीं चाहिए कि किसी भी चीज पे settle out नहीं हो रहा है. They are not moving parallel, they are just somewhere out there. So that I feel is the time to move out. और जब लगे कि चीज़ें बहुत ज़्यादा अब ख़राब हो ही रही है, अब सही हो ही नहीं सकती, आई थिंक वी शुड नॉट फील द प्रेशर ऑफ स्टेइंग इन इट, क्योंकि आपका फिर मेंटल टॉर्चर हो जाता है वो.
Exactly.
So that's what I feel. There are times when I feel कि people can be good friends. Even if they are not in a relationship, they can be. Even if they are in a relationship and it's not working, they might be better as friends and not as a partners. क्योंकि बहुत सारी चीजें होती है दोस्तों में आप निकाल सकते हो.
Of course, in a partner, it's more intimate. It's very, very more intimate. It's like you tell them everything, right? And they should know every part of you, and it's just organic like that. And it is part of friendship. So like, if you can give, you have to give this much, but if you can't, you can also give this much, right? So I think that you're right, you can be friends and stuff.
I mean, there are a lot of time when I feel in my previous relationship, I felt कि हम शायद दोस्त ज़्यादा बेटर थे rather than as a couple. So वो भी हो सकता है अगर आप सोच रहे हैं कि नहीं यार ये कैसे हो गया, हमें तो खराब ही रखनी है अपनी relationship breakup के बाद. No, you can be a little bit.
We can. Also, I want to mention the fact that when you ask me when people should break up, is also when you feel that your self-respect, your morality is being challenged and not accepted. I think that is also a very, very big point, because the other individual needs to have respect for you, needs to have a sense of ethics and morals, and if it does not align with yours, you don't need to keep understanding it and giving excuses to the person. Like, do not jeopardize your own self-respect, your own dignity for the sake of a relationship.
Even people give excuse to one own self also कि अरे कोई बात नहीं, ये हो गया, होता रहता है, ठीक हो जाएगा. That is also there. एक time तक वो ठीक हो जाएगा, but नहीं हो रहा है.
And it's very dangerous because we become comfortable with the abuse.
Yeah.
We think it's normal. We normalize it. In the beginning, we might feel uncomfortable, but what we happen, we tell ourselves a story that, oh, it's okay, he's just like that, and we say that it's understanding, but really deeply, that's why I say, like, really spend time alone and understand.
And we always know it's not gonna
exactly
work, but still
you're just lying to yourself.
Yeah, we put all the efforts in it,
and trust that a good relationship is waiting. It is waiting. It takes time. It takes effort to work on yourself, to understand life, to understand people. But we have one life, right, Shishta? Like,
that's
I feel
true.
like, why not have the best of the best? And that means to have the best type of relationship where it's comfortable, where it's voluntary.
And I feel it's not important to have a relationship.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you do want to, like, don't settle for anything. Like, if I want to have nice food, I'm gonna cook nice food, you know. I'm not gonna have...
same, a very nice point. Like, कहीं एक जगह तुम्हें अच्छा पास्ता नहीं मिला, that doesn't mean कि पूरी दुनिया में पास्ता बनता ही नहीं है अच्छा.
Yes,
you know?
that's exactly what I wanted to say. Yeah.
So that's what.
Have patience, keep searching.
Yeah. Options उठाओ, बहुत सारे.
And if you don't find it in a restaurant, learn the recipe. Make it yourself.
Wow. Okay, great. Okay, and what do you think? Which is a hard pill to swallow? A divorce or a breakup?
I think that divorce is harder because right now, because it's like you have to walk around and say I'm a divorcee, and it's a very big like title, but that's what makes marriage, right? It's because you know that this is a very important commitment. You know, it's not just this and that. Like, so it is a big important commitment because you're bringing two families. Like, really, you are bringing two families together. And I think marriage is supposed to be for family. I think it's like really there to show each other that the commitment. But if you're gonna have children, it's very important that the two parents are there, and it's through marriage that they're gonna have a good environment, right? And that's why I think there is a big stigma for divorcees, because of that, because of how much how much energy and courage it takes to say yes, let's do it, let's commit to each other, you know. And I think dating and stuff it's part of the process of finding that marriage type of person. But I really feel that we should really look at breakups seriously because it does influence people's state of mind, depression, anxiety. Like, I read that in New Zealand they started to create social help for breakups and talk to youth about it, and I thought that was amazing because we don't talk about breakups. We're always like, oh, you're in a relationship, amazing. Oh, you broke up, that's so sad. Like, yeah, it's sad, but it should be like it should be looked at like, okay, now growth opportunity. Like, you know, let's go. And that the person needs that emotional support. Like, really, they do.
Well, I think both pills are hard to swallow, to be honest. Divorce are a little high on that, but even breakups, you know, there are people who are in relationship for 7 years, 5 years, 4 years. Again, time doesn't matter, but they are into it, right? And when they break up, they just are so devastated. There was a friend of mine, he was into depression for good 1 year. He was not, he was in the room locked. He never came out, and then he took therapy and everything, and it was really bad for him. And I actually saw like how he felt. He shared it with me, and it was really bad. I was like, यार ये तो divorce से ज़्यादा खराब है, you know.
Yeah, because it's the depth of the love. You can't talk
to anybody. Nobody knows about your relationship. Even if they do, they'll be like, अरे girlfriend ही तो थी.
Yeah,
it was not a big deal, right? So they can't talk क्योंकि अगले ने सीधा shut कर दिया ना कि अरे girlfriend ही तो थी, इतना क्या रो रहे हो? या इतना क्या रो रही हो?
Especially in India, right? They think that is just this and that, right?
So people think कि इतना कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है, it's just a breakup. So वो चीज़ cope up करने के लिए, because you know what you've been through. So वो मुझे लगता है कि दोनों ही hard करने के लिए.
Like, you made a good point. I had a friend he had an uncle, so, you know, he's older, he's like part of the boomer or millennial, like Gen X. He had a girl that he really loved, right? And after something happened, like either she died or she left, he was just another person. He just changed, and he never married, he never dated. He just changed so much, you know? And everyone's like, oh, he's just crazy in love or whatever, you know, instead of actually reaching out and understanding, wow, this person must have loved this person so deeply. You know, that takes courage to do that. And of course it hurts because we created this scenario and we want it to be forever. But again, that takes time. It takes time to heal and understand and believe in universe again. You know, and we all deserve that. We all deserve to be here and enjoy each moment, you know, and even love the painful part of it. So I think it's very important that we should really celebrate.
We should definitely celebrate both the things.
Yeah, and normalize it.
Normalizing is, I think, will be a positive approach to it.
Yes, definitely.
And how do you think people should cope up with this?
Cope up with breakups and stuff?
Both, yeah.
Yeah, well, they always say talk to your friends, you know, go read books and therapy. But I really feel that you should journal a lot, spend time alone, and really analyze yourself. Like, why do you want a relationship? What happened? Like, ask yourself the questions and you will get the answer. And really don't get into like abusive drinking or partying or start dating and start searching for, like, there is going to be a void, right? That is for sure. But don't start searching it from external. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Don't look out for the rebound.
You're just going to hurt yourself more and the other person, because what's going to happen, you're going to be like, oh, this is not this person. You're going to keep comparing. You really have to accept. And you can only accept by not filling it the void, but accepting the void, and that takes time.
Yeah, and I think you need to lose that emotional baggage of the previous relationship if you want to start a new relationship.
A true something
exactly concrete. And if you want to cope up, just don't, you know, बंद नहीं कर लो अपने आप को किसी room में या किसी चीज में. Always talk to somebody. There will be somebody, one person should be there who will gonna listen to you. एक तो होगा ही, I'm sure. मैं हूँ, नहीं है तो मुझे DM करो.
And honestly, be thankful that you got to experience this relationship. Be thankful for, like, universe leading you to this path. So many people don't even get a chance to do that, you know. So many people don't even get a chance to love someone or to be with someone or anything, or it takes courage to break up. So a lot of people stay in stuck relationships. So really take the time to be grateful for the experiences, and that's actually going to help you move on from the pain of the stigma that society tells you, right? Like, this is all, it's all business deals, kind of like, oh, you were this. You don't need the tag of life is life itself, and the experiences, and it's beautiful. So always remember that.
And I think there's one more thing which you can do to cope up. There must be some hobbies which you used to like. You can paint, you can sing. Just pick up a hobby. Just travel if you have money. I mean, that is important. If you don't have money, just pick some hobby. Ghar pe yaar, just do some plantation, gardening, whatever. Just do something. Just involve yourself with something so that thoda dimag idhar udhar ho jaye. So that's what you can do.
I also think in that point that I find that when you are attracted to someone, the things, write down what you were attracted to about the relationship. I think that is the thing that you want from yourself.
Yeah.
So try to pick up those hobbies. Like if you like a guy that's a musician and you're like, oh my god, I love guys that play guitar. Pick up the guitar. Start playing the guitar. If you like a guy that's finance and he makes a lot of money, start doing that. Start researching economics. Try to make your own money, you know. So whatever we're attracted to is what we desire to have ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
So try to kind of play around with that, you know. Life is a game, and play around with it. You're still alive. Life is beautiful. It's gonna take time, but just remember that
it's gonna happen. Okay, on that note, our DMs are open. If you want to feel like talking to us, you can. If you want to share anything, that will be anonymous, and we're not gonna tell it to anybody. Definitely, we're not gonna post anywhere. So if you want to talk with us, you can definitely DM us. This is our link, and also there is a link in the description box. I would like to know about your views, comments, and everything. Please put it in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. This was our second last last episode, and
sad.
I know,
but it's okay. Remember, when a door closes, a window opens. So this is not a breakup. We're not.
No. We gotta be there with season 2, maybe not.
If you love us, you know we're there for that. So we're doing it for you. We're doing it for us. We're doing it for the universe. So
still one episode to go.
So let us know. Please comment, share, like,
subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.